As Bitcoin continues to chop around, a new token launch is about to take the crypto market by storm. In today's video, we'll be talking about exactly that, but we'll also touch on the recent Bitcoin price action to try and help you navigate this market. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. First off, let's take a look at Bitcoin. As you can see, recently we held the point of control as support. This is where we have the most volume on the chart within this range on the daily time frame, and we wicked below it, but now it is holding as support. We also had several wicks to the downside, continuing to hold it as support. But if we take a look at this Bitcoin chart, it is painting a little bit of an interesting picture because we went all the way up to this fair value gap, and then we came back down, and we're currently holding this fair value gap as support on the 4-hour time frame. We even wicked into the lower one. Now, right now on the lower time frames, what you need to pay attention to is that this is starting to look like a little bit of a wedge that could easily break down. We have seen this play out time and time again for Bitcoin, and so I just wanted to warn you that this is entirely a possibility. Also, if we take a look at this pattern, this was the pattern I talked about in yesterday's video, saying that it was a possibility for Bitcoin to potentially get a pump here and then go ahead and reverse in this 3 falling peaks pattern. However, we can see that it is possible that we have already hit the top of this peak, and that would potentially bring us right here, and I would move this down all the way to around here, and then move this trend line a little bit downwards here to adjust it. But you can see that it is entirely possible that perhaps we have already hit that peak and Bitcoin may go ahead and break down. Now, of course, sometimes markets aren't as simple as that, but I just thought this was an interesting scenario to show you, and it is highly likely to play out in my opinion. Whether or not this is the peak or we will continue to hold this fair value level as support, go higher, and then move to the downside. Quickly, before we get into this major token, let's have a talk about Bitcoin dominance. We can see on the weekly time frame here, it is red. However, it is still very much bullish, and you know my base case, I think we will find our way all the way up to 66% Bitcoin dominance. I don't need to say anymore. I've been covering this topic on the channel at length. Okay, so now that we got that quick analysis out of the way, what is this new token that's launching? Well, Pump Fund plans a $1 billion token sale at a $4 billion valuation. When I read this, my eyes lit up. For most of the crypto community, they're going to see this as an incredible opportunity to buy as much of this token as possible, perhaps even get airdrops for this token and make as many gains as possible as the price goes up. But if you've been watching the channel, you know exactly what's on my mind. I want to short the crap out of this token when it comes out in the next few weeks. Now, a little bit more detail here. Pump Fund plans to raise $1 billion via a token sale. 3 sources said that the sale would be at a $4 billion token valuation. The token will be sold to both public and private investors, sources added. Blockworks could not immediately confirm when the token is set to go live or whether it will be issued on the Pump Fund platform. However, a post on X teased that it could come in the next 2 weeks. And this is the post that they're referring to here. Airdrop users are also confirmed to get some of this token. Now, usually when there is a massive airdrop for tokens like this, the price does go ahead and dump because the community holders just sell it straight to the market. This is also an excellent opportunity to short, along with the fact that we will likely have investors dumping their highly valued tokens on the market to make as much gains as possible right at launch. Now, it isn't always black and white. You know, if you've been following the channel, and if you watched 2 videos ago, I went over how I go ahead and short meme coins. I will link it at the end of this video, but long story short, we do usually see a massive pump before we get this capitulation. So if you want any guidance on how to potentially short this upcoming launch, as I will be doing, you have the first link in my description down below, which brings you directly to my free Telegram community. And in there, you'll also be able to send me a message so you can join my free Signals group. All that would be required to join my Signals group for free is to just sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links down below. You have Bluefin and Weeks, they're both top tier exchanges. Bluefin over here, you can get a 15% bonus cashback, which means that, for example, if you deposit $30,000 into your Bluefin account, you can get up to $5,000 back for free for your futures trading. And we also have Weeks. If you do like trading with a lot of capital, you can get up to $30,000 in total rewards. Pretty solid exchange, and I've been using this for a while as well. These are the first links in my description down below. Community number 1, then we have Bluefin number 2, and Weeks number 3. But anyways, back to the Pump Fund token. This is going to be huge, and there's a lot of theories as to how this could play out. This guy over here says that it looks like a top signal for the market and can confirm the 2021 bearishness. Trump aggressively milking crypto. Too many copycat treasury companies. Circle IPO. Pump Fund token, which just came out as news now. Saylor inventing new financial instruments to keep the Ponzi going. Chart looks just like the end of last cycle. The hour is late. I would agree with this last point. The hour is indeed late. So anyone that's telling you that the bull market is just getting started is completely full of shit, because we are at the latter stages of the bull market. Now, we have some people disagreeing here. Income Shark says he completely disagrees. Not a single person flexing. Everyone is angry. No real direction. Max Payne is watching prices go higher as everyone is broke and underexposed. This is also a valid view in my opinion, and this is why the market likely continues to chop, shaking out both sides. Now, next up on this topic, there are rumors that 100% of the token will be unlocked on day one, which allows people to go ahead and dump their tokens. The team and investors have a 12-month cliff, and the airdrops to users wouldn't be on day one. So this isn't necessarily positive. If this is true, then I do think that this token will absolutely nuke. We'll have to see how it plays out, and I will make sure to keep you updated on the channel and within my community. Also, when this news came out, Salana did dump a little bit, which is very, very interesting to see. It means that people will likely be leaving the Salana ecosystem because Pump Fund will go ahead and have their own token, so it may not be needed anymore. Now, if you wanted to speculate on gambling in the crypto space, gambling on these meme coins in particular, Salana has been the token to enable that. And I found a tweet that reiterates exactly what I just said. Sol was a huge beneficiary of the casino thesis, best expression of long memes without having to rotate in the trenches, plus easily accessible with high liquidity. Pump is a much cleaner expression of the same trade. You don't have to worry about the layer 1 valuation, just the overall meme volumes. And this guy wrapped up his tweet by saying he is short Salana, Solana ETH, and Solana Bitcoin. And this brings an interesting topic to mind, and that is the fact that we actually talked about this scenario a long time ago. The devaluation of Solana against Ethereum. And this really makes sense. It's been a while since we covered this, but ultimately my base case has been that Solana would not be able to fill this upper wick. And it does seem that on the weekly time frame, we are continuing to go down and breaking out of this range. Now, the key level you want to look for here, if you are particularly bullish on Solana against Ethereum, would be to hold the 0.055 level. But I don't think that this is likely, as Solana continues to bleed against Ethereum and also against Bitcoin. In the meantime, though, as we've been covering on the channel, Ethereum is continuing to show relative strength, not just against Solana, but also against Bitcoin. And as we can see here, we are finally flirting with this bull market support band, the most important level for Ethereum against Bitcoin. If we can get to this level and hold it as support, we will likely take off. However, we have seen before in the past that we wick above this level only to get rejected, and then we go ahead and move lower. In previous scenarios, for example, where we held support this cycle, which was the previous support level back in 2019, we did form a bottom, then we went up to the bull market support band, and then we went ahead and got rejected only to form a slightly higher double bottom. And then the rest is history. This is an exceptional altcoin season when Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin. So I want you to keep your eyes on this potential scenario. I think that it is more likely that we get rejected given the current monetary policy. However, it doesn't mean that Ethereum against Bitcoin will go lower than these current valuations. It's highly likely at this point that we come back down and form a double bottom, but let's see exactly how it plays out. As I said, if we chop up here, hold the bull market support band as support, all of a sudden, ETH against Bitcoin moves much higher and the rest of the altcoin market will follow. Let's take a look now at the revenues of Pump Fund just to try to discuss exactly what they're trying to do with launching a token. I mean, you would think having made over $600 million in fees, this company would be well off and they don't need to go ahead and launch their own token. But I think that this is a question of max extraction. What I mean by this is if we take a look at their revenues on DeFi Llama, we can see that in the past 24 hours, they generated $2 million of revenue. A lot of you might be saying, hey, that is a lot of revenue and that is extremely positive for crypto. However, If we come down here, we can see that the fees generated by their protocol have continued to decrease, and so has the overall revenue. We have the peak here right around the inauguration day, of course, with Trump launching his meme coin, peak euphoria for that meme coin, and of course, this coincided with the peak revenue. And now this is continuing to drop and drop and drop for Pump Fund. So the question is, why would they launch a new token? It's likely that they want to extract as much value from the space. And it depends on which chart you're looking at, but so far they have made, here, according to DeFi Llama, $760 million in fees. The other one, Dune here, says just over $600 million, but you get the point. We're getting closer and closer to $1 billion generated in fees on Pump Fund, and the amount of people that told me that they got wrecked in this meme coin casino is absurd at this point. I don't think that these guys are in it for their users, to be fair, and I really do believe that they will go ahead and dump this token on your heads. That doesn't mean, though, that we won't get that initial massive pump, and that's where we need to be a little bit cautious. I will of course guide you in the signals group, as I myself will be shorting this token. And before we wrap up this quick video, I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of the liquidation heat map. As you can see, in the past 24 hours, a lot of people have started shorting this. However, if we zoom out a little bit more, we can see that there are more shorts on the 3-day time frame than longs, which tells me that Bitcoin could potentially crawl up and grab this liquidity. And that also suggests that this trade is still not out of the question. If we continue to hold this level as support, maybe this wasn't the top. I will make sure to keep you updated in my community on this in particular, because to me, this is going to be an excellent short trade. And that sums up today's quick video. Bitcoin continues to chop around, wrecking a lot of traders. In the meantime, though, Pump Fund announced that they're going to launch their own token, Pump, and in my opinion, we're about to see maximum value extraction from this company. They've generated almost $1 billion in fees, and it's still not enough. They have to go ahead and create their own token. Let's see how it plays out. You know my base case. We will likely get a massive pump when it launches, but I do think that there could be some significant drawdown afterwards, and you can rest assured that I will be shorting this token. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.